Hello everybody, this is Leone. I've come to do your weekly guidance. I hope you're good and well. So this is from the 23rd to the hang on. Is it the 26th Friday? I can't remember. No, it can't be. The 27th, sorry. When you've got to double check because you don't even know what day it is, that's me.com. I'll tell you, it's crazy. But there we go. So let's see what's going on for you guys. I'm using the Romance Angels as well as the Gold Foil Tarot today. So I'm just going to see what happens. I kind of feel like relationships kind of on that top list this week. Let's see. So some of you are getting some feelings that are being stirred up right now, anyhow. And if you haven't, it's coming. And so, but I kind of feel like there's a mixture of feelings and emotions. There's a lot of kind of sorrow to do with the past, and maybe even the present situations around you. It's just feeling a little bit heavy and a little bit overwhelmed. It feels like you're carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and there's just something that needs to give in some kind of way. And you know, when you keep getting on that hamster wheel, when you go around in circles and cycles, it's just like there's no ending to how you're feeling or what you're going through, and it just seems to be no kind of change. So this is where things are coming to the surface for you to face and deal with once and for all. But it is very, very heavy. I feel like, some of you guys need a damn good cry, get things off your chest and out your system. A lot of you are holding back the tears here as well. So I generally feel like the emotions, the feelings are up in the air this week. And it's not to say that it's all doom and gloom, because I don't feel that. I just feel like everything just seems to be getting to you. So you've got to remember to keep yourself grounded and spend time with those that help lift your vibrations, as well as you doing that hard work and effort as well. Now, for some of you guys, there could be that deception that's going on in some kind of way. Feel like people are not on your same wavelength, not working with you in some kind of way. Feel like for some of you, feel like you're being lied to as well. And so you might be pushing those closest to you away. It could be vice versa here as well. But when deception comes out, something's not right and someone's wearing a false mask somewhere along the line. So the universe may be protecting you as well. Even though things may be disappointing around you, feeling heavy, and all of the above, have you ever thought that the universe is protecting you? Protecting you from more harm or damage in some kind of way? Just be aware of your, yeah, absolutely. As a cut the deck, let your friends help you. That's what I was saying. Spend time with the people that do lift your vibrations and look after you and love you for who you are. And, those genuine ones that are there for you no matter what. Those are the ones that you cherish. I can get my words out. For some of you, it could be that you've got or had the wrong people around you, and you're sifting through the false energies around you. Could well be. I definitely feel like there's a lot of evaluation going on anyhow, sitting there contemplating, knowing something's not right, knowing that things aren't great, but not knowing what to do with it. It's a mishmash. For some of you guys, you need that reminder that you actually do deserve love. And by doing what you're doing here, by sieving out the old, by facing up to your fears and facts here, you're pushing yourself in that right direction. And it does feel like, love is coming your direction in some kind of way. It could be support here as well that's coming in. Yeah, and absolutely. We do have like soulmate contract partnership energies that are coming in for you. So I do feel like at the moment there is this distance between you guys. For those of you that are single anyhow, you're not with the right person or right environment at the moment. There is this gap between you. But, you know, everything happens for a reason, and maybe you're not in alignment yet. It's just as simple as that. Maybe the universe has decided that something's still not quite right. You've still got a few lessons to learn. So we're just going to hold back until that comes in. And maybe it is about self-love here, more importantly, putting yourself first. And it's not being selfish in any kind of way. It's putting some good, strong, solid, firm boundaries in place so that you don't go down the same pathway again, so that you don't feel the way you're feeling again, so you don't get hurt, so you don't get disappointed. Because this way you attract who you are and what you are. Maybe you've attracted that in the past and there's been a lot of problems. There's been a lot of issues because you haven't dealt with something within your own energy here as well. It is true. You attract what you are. So if you're fighting and battling something, you're going to have a relationship that's fighting and battling something because you're not facing up to something within yourselves. So sometimes we have to spend time alone to kind of realize that, to have that eye-opening moment, to kind of see what's really going on, to help us to learn to let go of things, to be able to move on as well. Now, the gut feelings are telling you everything with every situation. Deception could be you lying to yourself as well about really trying to make something work when it's not working, that kind of thing. And it doesn't have to be relationship based. This can be any part of your life. But you've got to do what stirs the good, happy feelings and emotions in your life. And that starts with number one. I just feel like I'm tidying up, I'm neatening up everything, but I feel like that's what the universe is doing here for you as well. They're just tidying up those loose ends and they're asking you. And maybe trust is an issue here as well. Maybe you don't trust those around you. Again, with that lies, deceit, deception, could well be. It's very hard to trust people when you've had a lot of negativity to deal with. When people are constantly lying, talking about you behind your back, making plans, making choices, making decisions, getting other people involved, all of those things have an impact on our lives. And this is something that you need to work on to heal from. So this is where trust is coming in, trust issues. Okay, insecurities for a lot of you. Now, the only way you're going to get that is by working on yourself, trusting, learning to trust that gut 100%. If you trust your gut 100%, you know that the universe is guiding you, and the universe will not push you in a dangerous situation or a harmful situation. We do that. We do that. We think that we know best, so we go down a certain pathway or a certain route, or we say something or we do something, and it can trip us up sometimes. So we have to take on board our own choices, decisions, actions, and reactions there as well. But the universe will never harm us or put us in danger. So if you learn to trust the universe, you learn to trust your own feelings, your emotions, your every part of your life to make those right conscious choices and decisions later on as well. But if you are lacking in trust with those in your surroundings, you're not going to trust anything, including yourself. Maybe that's the problem. Could well be. And yes, you could be surrounded by these liars, cheats, deceptive, false people in your life, and you're battling through trying to sift through the right ones. And that's not easy when you're going through this transition. That's not easy when you're learning to trust. It really isn't. It's going to press every button going, I'm telling you. But keep that faith. It is going to get better. You are going to sift through. You are going to pop that, I don't know, into that tunnel. You are going to break through. You've got to trust. Don't be afraid to turn your back on these people, energy, situations. It's time to move on. It's time to move forward. It's time to retreat. There is the right situation. There is the right person waiting to step forward into your life. And I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely amazing for you once you do this hard work and effort. See what the tarot are bringing through. Then we have the Lovers. That's what I'm saying. There's complications at the moment. Things aren't just feeling right, balanced. There's a lot of things going on in the background there. Okay. But again, I see that angel there bringing in that love, light, and protection around you. I feel there is a lot of healing around the heart here. It needs to be focused on looking after yourselves at the moment, and it is singular. And even if you are in a relationship, it doesn't mean to say separation or anything like that. It doesn't. It still means that you've got some work to do here to get you in that happy space in time, to learn to open up, to learn to be yourself 100%, learn to trust 100%. It's letting go of all those insecurities and just trusting, and if it's right, it will just flow better. If it's not right, you'll know as well. And again, you'll make the right choices and decisions, but don't do anything when you're not grounded. Take your time. It's all about taking your time. Life is lifelong, however long that may be. Some people not so long, but you never know when your time is coming. So make the most out of learning these lessons and enjoying life and enjoying the process, and shifting from that negative to the positive really, really helps. I can see with that Lovers, like I say, there is obstacles there in the background, but it needs to come to the surface. You need to deal with things head on. You need to kind of have that understanding on every level. If you haven't got that, it's going to cause even more problems. For a lot of people, there's control issues here. There's control because they don't want to get hurt. So they like to take control of their life. But what actually happens, they don't take control of their life. It kind of ends up, because the more control you try and have, the more chaotic it is. The moment you let go and surrender and just throw your hands up in the air and just say, I trust you. Just do whatever you need to. Bring in whoever you need to. Get me out of this situation. The moment you trust in that process is the moment you kind of release something big. But I can feel there is some anger and frustration here. And like I said, some of those buttons may be pressed in the process. Say that when you've had a few. Pressed in the process. Anyhow, but this is all about maybe you're trying to force something to happen here, or maybe someone's trying to force something to happen and it's just not right. Any kind of force doesn't work, which is what I said to you anyhow. There seems to be a few little mind games that are being played here as well. And again, when we're in false situations, yes, our own minds can kind of take over, take control in a different way as well. And it can make us sit there and think that we've got no power in this situation and that everything's going wrong. And it's kind of like a little bit of that devil mixed in there as well. But when we get the Magician coming out, this is saying that you've got all the tools in the box to deal with every scenario and situation that you're facing. And it's not as scary as you think it is. And actually, you do have the power within. It's just, some of you are just really fed up with the process, like I say, of sieving through all the fakes, all the negatives, like just life lessons. And so it's triggering you on every level. And so everything's just really frustrating and pushing all your buttons. It really is. Some of you just need to go have fun, let your hair down. You really do. Got the Six of Pentacles. So again, this is talk about some form of imbalance and needing to restore that balance in some kind of way. Some of you have been giving all your time, effort, energy, maybe even money, finances away here. Like maybe you've given your all to something or someone and you're just wiped. And the universe is saying enough. You need to turn around and say no. It's too much. So it's picking and choosing what feels right instead of giving everything away. Remember, if you look at energy, full cup, half cup, all that business, you start off with that full cup. If you're giving a sip away at a time, or imagine it's money, if you're giving that away each time, that cup goes down. It goes down. How's it refilling? If you're just going to become empty. You're going to end up with nothing. Energy's the same. Time is the same. You're going to run out of time for a lot of different things, and it's going to make you worried, scared, anxious, pressured. So I kind of feel like you've got to, again, put some good, strong, solid boundaries in place, learn to say no, and make sure that everything around you is equal give and take. So the universe is saying, look, give, but don't give everything. You deserve the best as well. You deserve time, effort, energy, and money. So the right people will always give back on the same level as you. The wrong ones won't. They'll just keep take. But equally, you've been quite happy to give, which is why you've ended up in this situation. It's hard. It's difficult. Maybe this is part of growing up in some kind of way. Maybe you're just realizing a few things, having an eye-opening moment. Maybe you've been, too friendly. Maybe you've been too friendly. And how can you be too friendly in this world when it's an ugly world? You can be. But the dark side of things, people can take advantage of that. People can take advantage of your good nature. So that's why you've got to stand in your power, which is difficult, especially when you're a sympathetic, empathetic, kind, caring, giving person who just wants the very best for a lot of people. But unfortunately, there's light and dark in this world, which is what I was saying to you. You want your equals. You've got to put those boundaries in place so that nothing and no one can take the mick out of you, for one thing, so that you are in your power and life flows a lot better for you, in a really good, positive way. Let's see. I just feel the need to definitely let your hair down, have some fun, enjoy life, but close the door on these situations that are not working for you. And as I say that, we've got the Six of Swords come out. Sorry, 7. For some of you, it is pressured. It just feels like, I don't know if your eyes are playing up or whether it's just something you're not seeing at the moment. It just feels like it's like you're blindfolded in some kind of way. It's like you can't see. And there could be a fear attached with that as well. It's definitely one step forward, two back kind of energies, but you are making progress. I do see that. So I do see you going from troubled times to calmer waters. There's this heavy, sad feeling with this. So for some of you guys, there's a need or want to move here as well. And it just, maybe it's not what you want in some kind of way. Maybe there's just something, an obstacle there that is not equal to whoever is in your surroundings as well. And I know we're kind of steering off subject here, so I've got to go with where spirit are taking me here. But there could be someone around you that's trying to steer you in a certain direction, but there's obstacles everywhere. Now, for some of you, it could be moving house, home, environment. It could be just on in life, moving forward in a family situation. It could be literally anything, but just feels like someone's a little bit powerless or has no clue. It's like they're heading into the dark and they're keeping on going, but maybe they haven't got, maybe they've lost their goal or their sight or something along those lines. They're just going, they're just riding the wave as such. They're going in a direction. They have no idea which direction that's going to land them in. They've got no end goal. They've got nothing to look forward to, or they're not looking forward to something. They've not got a plan. I don't know who that's for, but that may be a separate message for somebody. But all I say here, look, we've got the infinity of 8 sign coming in many times here. Look at this, you know, here, here, here. Okay, so something is karmic, definitely karmic. So this is a case of breaking those cycles, getting off that hamster wheel, which is what I said to you right at the very beginning there. And this is what's causing you imbalance in your life with that Two of Pentacles as well. We're kind of weighing up everything in life. But it is testing on every level. You're certainly not grounded. You're certainly not balanced in any kind of way. Even financially, you could be all right one minute, not the next, that kind of thing. Unstable with your work career side of things, unstable in relationships, unstable in your mind, your well-being, all kinds of different things are going on here. And we need to get that balance, which is why trust and faith is really needed right now on every level. You've got to break the cycles. You've got to listen to that intuition that's helping, guiding you in that right place. If you are pushing things to the back of your mind or ignoring and carrying on regardless, nothing is going to change apart from sucking you down into that negative because you're going against the tide. You're not listening to the universe that's trying to push you in that better position. Maybe you got friends here telling you need to do this, that, and the other. Something's not right. Something's not balanced. You need to face your fears here. If something doesn't feel right, don't do it. If you're feeling pushed or forced in a certain direction, physically or mentally, remember you've got a voice. You need to communicate here. There are problems and you're not facing your problems. And so this is where the anger and frustration's coming in. There's no fun. And money could be the problem here as well. It doesn't have to be, because we're talking about material things at the end of the day. That's not the biggest problem in the world. It's not, although people make it that. All right. There's certainly a lack of trust here. Yeah, as I say that, we've got the Three of Swords. So you could have someone that just delves into something without thinking, maybe gets other people involved. Could be you. But this is where I said right earlier, matters of the heart. It doesn't feel like you've healed that heart chakra at all. It just feels like things are very much overwhelming. You don't know how to move on, how to move forward. Some of you just put your foot in it each and every single time. They're asking you to slow down. You've got to face fears here. It's all about communication. You're getting angry and frustrated because you're not dealing with whatever you need to deal with here. And some of you are going to sit back, well, I have no idea what the problem is. I have no idea. I thought everything was right. But if you really look at the puzzle pieces here, you haven't been right for a while. You've just been getting on with things. You've just been sacrificing your own energy in some kind of way. Things haven't been happy, haven't been right. And You push things to the back of your mind without dealing with them. Maybe some of you guys just need counseling in some kind of way. It could be that. But, you know, you've got to acknowledge any form of problem to overcome it. And what happens is you wear yourself out in every single way. You become drained, dry, everything. So you feel completely empty, which leaves you in that deep, dark spot with no light in sight, no way of figuring out how to get out of that deep hole. That's what happens. You've got to stop giving all your everything away. You've got to have those boundaries in place. Enough's enough. All that energy back to you. Good old-fashioned communication, victory and success. But there could be a talk that's coming up. There could be a talk that's coming up. This is also information that's coming out, news, information that's going to kind of make you work through something here. There could also be, for some of you guys, some kind of legal battle in some way. Either way, it's going to rebalance something here. It could be to do with some form of commitment, marriage, contract, partnership. Interestingly enough, we've got the Hierophant with the High Priestess now. This is a very spiritual energy. You could be going to a spiritual teacher, a spiritual healer. You could be becoming one through all your hard work and effort and energy there, learning life lessons. You could be on the other end of all this. You could have already dealt with this. And so you're feeling that push in that new direction, having that spiritual awakening. But there's new keys coming in here for somebody. There is new keys. Keys can be information. There can be doors unlocking around you. It could be physical car keys or something along those lines, or household keys, new keys to a new building of some kind. But I'm more feeling like you're unlocking a lot of hidden information there. Information coming to the top for you to deal with. And for some of you guys, there could have been some real insecurities, jealousy, childish energy, childish behavior that have got you to this stage right here and right now. And it's about dealing with that. It's about growing up. It's about facing facts, listening to your intuition, taking steps towards a more peaceful life. Yeah, lots of thinking that's going on, but you've certainly got the key to the knowledge and the wisdom there. There is a new path, but it's just about taking that new path. And that's where I feel like you're holding back. Some of you guys may be struggling with your back this week as well, with the burdens that you're carrying. Taking my voice, excuse me. Definitely that holding back of the communication there. But, you've got to face some fears here. You've got to talk about your problems, to deal with them, to get you out of this struggle, this battle. And there is an opening. Now is the time, and that's where I see you in a much more comfortable position than what you have been. I'm telling you, because this is getting you down at the moment. Some of you guys, you're feeling that sense of rejection, or feeling loneliness, or feeling isolated in some kind of way. And you're seeing too much of that negative side, and you're feeling too much of that negative side. You need to focus on where you're headed, where you're going, that's going to bring you more gain, stability, security, happiness, all of those good things in life. Whereas you've been in situations that have just made you very unhappy, very unstable. You've given your all to it and you're still not winning in some kind of way. Someone's got to give so that you can win. So this is where and what's the point in trying to control this? If you trust in the universe guiding you and pushing in that direction, that new direction, they're going to show you that you're not going to fail or fall, and you're actually going to be okay. It's all about faith, but your intuition is everything. I'm telling you, trust it. It's going to restore some balance. So that's what I've got for you for this week. I hope it helps you. I hope it makes sense. Like I say, going on different subjects here as well. Some of you could be losing power, like physical energy, power, electrics, problems with vehicles, cars, other vehicles, traveling. Be aware of ringing ears this week as well in a positive sense. This is spirit coming in close to you. Some of you might just be turning towards faith or even wanting healings or readings this week, you know. But don't fight any form of change. That's all I'm saying. For some of you, you might need to change your electrics, your vehicles. I feel like I'm bringing in the healing. I do apologize. It's affecting in some kind of way. So this is going to affect you in some kind of way. But ultimately, look, just because you can't see where things are headed, where they're going in a settled way, just trust. Just trust. Okay, so that's what I've got for you. I hope it helps you. I hope it makes sense. I'll leave that with you, but take care. Bye-bye.